Hey guys, for this week's episode of Hub Builder, we'll be picking parts for an enthusiast-grade gaming rig capable of 1440p gameplay. The budget has been set at $1,200 for all the core components, so you'll need to allocate additional fuel units for audio, display and peripherals. As this is the Hub Parts Picker Guide, I won't be benchmarking the system, it's merely a build guide. That said, I do plan to create a Hub Builder video in a few weeks' time where I'll build this exact system, show you guys the process along with a round of benchmarks. So then, let's get down to business. The processor of choice is our best value option from the recent best value gaming CPU video, which you can find here. That option being the Core i5-6600K. This 6th generation core processor is based on the current Intel Skylake architecture. It's a quad-core processor, but unlike the more expensive i7 models, lacks hyper-threading support and drops the L3 case size down from 8MB to 6MB. If you can afford to spend more, the Core i7-6700K is an option, but for the vast majority of gamers, there's virtually no performance gain to be had. The 6600K can also be overclocked to make up any performance deficit. Since the 6600K doesn't come with a block of aluminium with some spinning blades on top, we need something that will allow us to overclock but also won't eat too much into the budget either. The Cooler Master Hyper 212 series has been a top pick for budget overclocking for, well, forever now it seems. The current Hyper 212X model is very capable and has been proven to keep the 6600K at around 60 degrees under load when pushed to 4.5 GHz. Next, we need to pick a motherboard. Obviously, it needs to be LGA 1151 compatible, and since we're going with an unlocked Core i5 processor, a Z170 board would be ideal. Prices start as low as $90, though most models are priced over $100. Given our budget, we wanted something a little more capable. In our own Core i7 test rig, we use the ASRock Fatality Gaming Z170 Gaming K6 Plus. It's an awesome motherboard that packs loads of features. It's also an excellent overclocker, and more importantly, overclocking is dead easy with this board. Priced at around $200, it's a nice option, but not everyone's going to require its rich feature set. A good entry-level board that has everything most users will need is the K6 Plus's little brother, the Gaming K4. All the essentials are still included, plus a few extras such as the Killer LAN NIC, 10-phase power, Ultra M2, Purity Sound 3, dual PCIe 3 x16 slots, and the list goes on. As was the case with the motherboard, there are plenty of good memory options to pick from. Recent experiences with G-Skill's Trident Z series and my custom liquid-cooled Core P3 gaming rig that I built here swayed my choice somewhat. The Trident Z DDR4 3200 16GB kit is very cost effective. You can save a bit of money and get a lower clocked kit, but we've found 3000 plus memory is ideal for Skylake processors. For the Core P3 build, I picked up the black and white Trident Z memory, but for this build, the black, silver and red memory is much more fitting. By far, the most expensive component of this build, and most gaming builds for that matter, is the graphics card. Since the budget allows for around 400 US or 700 Aussie to be spent on the graphics card, we went with the obvious choice, the GeForce GTX 1070. I haven't locked down which 1070 model I'll feature in the Hub Builder version of this video. It'll likely be something cost effective, such as the Gigabyte WindForce or Palette Dual model for example. Although SSDs don't equal more frames per second, I still strongly believe they're a vital bit of kit. For what's now a relatively small price, they significantly improve the PC experience with those glorious 0-millisecond access times. We can get away with blowing a little bit of our budget here, so we went with the crucial MX300 525GB model. Initially, I'd planned to go with the Kingston UV400 480GB model, and while this is a perfectly acceptable alternative that I do now highly rate, in Australia the pricing of the MX300 series is now very competitive. The 525GB model provides plenty of room for all the essential software, along with a couple of big AAA titles as well. Still, for the games and other important media you can't go without, we suggest sticking in a WD Blue 2TB mechanical hard drive. Value for money, the WD Blue series is hard to beat, and although this is an old-fashioned spinning disc, it'll be plenty fast as the secondary storage device, and of course, the SSD will take care of all the lightning fast stuff. So, now we need to pick a power supply to feed the beast. You might be thinking an overclocked 6600K along with the GTX 1070 and all the other bits we've picked will require a high capacity unit. Truth is, this build will be very efficient and rarely consume more than 300 watts of power, even with everything cranked up to the max. Our Core i7 6700K test rig clocked at 4.5 GHz along with an overclocked GTX 1080 never consumes more than 350 watts for example. Still, it is nice to build a little headroom in, so we wanted at least a 500 watt capacity. This means the Seasonic 520 watt model from our best value power supplies video, which you can find here, would be an option. For this build though, we feel the need to spend slightly more to get a power supply with the modular design. The Cooler Master GM series G55M stood out as a nice choice and will match our case pick as well. This is the modular power supply that features an excellent design, great build quality and an impressive 5-year warranty. The unit is also an 80 plus bronze certified and features a single 12 volt rail capable of delivering up to 42 amps. A case I've been desperately trying to find an excuse to use is this awesome looking Cooler Master Masterbox 5. This surprisingly affordable mid-tower really has it going on. The only issue here is trying to work out which colour you want it in, black or white. Once you solve that high class problem, you'll have landed yourself what's arguably the best put together sub $100 case on the market today. Overall, these specs will make for a very drill-worthy PC, capable of delivering very playable 1440p performance in all of the latest titles. The only potential upgrade options here include the Core i7 6700K or GeForce GTX 1080. Short of that, you'll pretty much have one of the best gaming machines money can buy. If enough of you guys like this build, I'll certainly go ahead and build it to show you exactly how it looks and performs. What do you guys think of this build? Let me know in the comments. I'm your host Matt as always, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers guys for joining me for another episode of Hardware Unboxed. To those of you that already support the channel, thank you so much, it's truly appreciated. And to those of you that would like to support the channel directly, I do have Amazon links and a Patreon link in the video description below. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you guys next time.